I have many awoke friends still, so we don't really talk politics too much, but even when we did, like, it was, like, in 2020, and I kept trying to explain how, like, we don't know things yet, though, like, and I
Yeah.
think we're jumping to and he was, "Well, we do know, we do have all these things, like, and, like, 2% of people are gonna die, people 2%" like, so he was just really kinda spouting off, like, the numbers. I'm like, "But we don't know, and we're not really seeing that yet, and, like, if you enrich." So it wasn't even me saying that it's not going to happen, it was more like, "Well, this is uncertain," and then same thing with the jabs, where it's just our other friend too, like, who apparently he told said in text though that "You guys know that, like, I've always been really into vaccines since high school." Like, "Really? Never never once came up in conversation that any of the time that we've known you." Um, and they didn't understand how long term works, where it's like, well, you can't figure out how the long term side effects happen until the long term happens, and like, and you just and I couldn't understand that. But if they took the time to really consider it, I think they could get there. They're just going to think of stuff on the shallow level though, and just do what they think is right. And they just think that like that friend even posted once on Facebook too, saying something about how like, it sucks when you wake up on the wrong side of the bed in the morning. I would hate to wake up on the wrong side of history. And it was like
Ugh.
something about within the last couple of years, like, oh, gag. So it's just, like, so pretentious, man, but he's actually really funny, though. He did improv too, and he's offensive. Like, he will
Really?
say, like, a lot of, like, offensive, like, kinda racist things, and himself like, he'll make, like, terrible jokes, and I think he's hilarious, but he will still talk about all these other things too, and, like, trying to and I would imagine his brain is probably it's difficult for him to kind of you know, live in the world and try to figure out like, well, I'm supposed to be virtue signaling and believing in these things, but I'm also kind of this like hilarious asshole, and that's hard to like balance that out.